Hey, welcome to ChristianWinners.com. The first lesson I wanted to teach you in this series called Free to Be is living the task-driven life is so dangerous. I wanted to spend some time because it's important not to live this kind of life. It's daunting, it's depressing, it makes you sad. And even if you achieve the goals you want to as you live the task-driven life, you still find an emptiness somewhere in yourself because somewhere you didn't please you. When you live the task-driven life, even if you achieve the goals you want, there's still an area in your life that you feel like you haven't fulfilled. You got to understand that to please yourself is very important. To make yourself happy is very important. To give yourself mental clarity is very important. You can't take the needs and desires of everyone else and add them to your life. It's a part of adding them to your life to meet them, and then it's a part of your life where you can't let them take over. If you let them take over your life, you'll find yourself so under it. Sometimes I use that term under it, and people say, well, Christian, what do you mean? Under it means you're constantly behind. You're constantly in a race. It seems like you can't catch up. Listen, everybody has needs. Everybody has desires. When you go to work, people have needs. You come home, your children have needs. If you're married, your spouse has needs. If you're a pastor, the church has needs. If you're a CEO, the company has needs. Everybody's going to have needs, and no one's needs stop. But you have to be the one to file those needs. If I have a lot of files on my table, the first thing I have to do, I can't just throw them in a cabinet. I have to file them in a way of importance that I can deal with them properly. And guess what? You can't deal with all of those needs in one moment. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough energy. The first thing you got to recognize today, my friend, is that you're not Superman. You're not Superwoman. You don't have to wear the outfit. It's getting too tight. It's getting too stressful. There's no phone booth for you to run in and change into. You're a human being. You're just gifted. You're talented. But that doesn't make you superhuman. And even though you're not superhuman, you're still extraordinary. But don't let the idea of you being extraordinary or trying to show that you're extraordinary make you take on tasks that you can't really live up to. You got to understand that as you try to live this task-driven life, you can't live a life of A, B, C, D. Number one, that life is boring. And anytime you get bored, you get reckless. And that's dangerous because you'll find yourself just trying to do everything or trying to do too much. And too much is exactly what it is. It's too much. There's an area in life where you got to back up. You got to feed yourself. You got to feed yourself your enjoyments, things you enjoy, things you love to do, things you love to read, time you need to take. When you feed yourself the places of enjoyment, when you give your heart the gladness that you need, you find it so much easier to meet the needs of other people. Don't live the life of task. Tasks are hard. Tasks are too hard for you or me. So what's important is to learn to move from living the task-driven life to the decision-driven life. Listen, everything's not that important. Everything doesn't deserve your response. Everything doesn't deserve your reply. You got to get to know yourself. You got to get to know how much you're worth. You got to get to know how much your thoughts really mean. Do you know if you spent the time you spent to read the books, to raise the children, to start the company, and all the things that you do, you're worth more than you think. Your thoughts are worth more than you think. And once you recognize your worth, then you'll realize that everything doesn't deserve all of you. What things in life only deserve a percentage of you? What things in life deserve 1 minute, 2 minutes, or no minutes? See, it's important that you understand that you have to move from this task-driven to decision-driven. When you move to the decision-driven life, you become empowered in that moment. Because that way, everyone's needs don't drive you anymore. It's not that people are important. And don't make yourself feel bad if you don't meet everybody's needs. That doesn't make them not important. It just always keeps you reminded that you're important too. So you have to spend time moving to this decision-driven life. What can I do? What can I do? What's in my ability? What am I not able to do? Don't try to live the task-driven life. Decide, my friend, decide. Decide how much time you're going to spend. Decide when you're going to take a break. You got to get to this place of decision. It's your right to make decisions. You're not taking anything away from people when you make decisions. Because remember this, when people ask you to do things or try to stick you in places you don't belong, they're making a decision. They're making a decision to take their pressure or their need and put it on you. So in turn, you have to make a decision when to take on their pressure, when to take on their need or whether you should take it at all. The decision-driven life is a place that you have to get to. Otherwise, you'll move from task to task, unhappiness to more unhappiness, because even though you've achieved, like I told you before, you still never found you in the process. So move on today from this task-driven life to decision-driven life. You're not displeasing everyone. You're bringing pleasure to yourself, and ultimately you'll do more than you've ever expected. Now it's important to move from the decision-driven life to the progress-driven life. And this is where the fun begins. When you can see yourself grow, when you can see yourself change, when you can see yourself coming from under the stress of everyone else's wants and needs and desires, when you can see yourself finally living the life that you want to live, being the person you want to be, then you're moving to this place I'm trying to get you to, free to be. Free to be what? Free to revisit you. Free to revisit your joys, your peace. Listen, this is important. I cannot say it enough. You are important. And if you don't see that you're important, you won't gain the strength to help people like you want to help them. Progress is important. Just like in school, we used to get progress reports every week. I know when I was younger, we used to get check marks or minuses. I found myself getting a lot of minuses on my behavior and things like that, talking in class. And every week I would try to improve because it was all about progress. If one of my friends had a party or something like that on that Friday, my parents would always say, me going or not going is based on my progress. So I knew every set of 5 days I had to progress. I had to get better. Listen, and so do you. Every day is another chance. Every breath is another chance. Hey, every minute is another chance. So it doesn't matter what you did 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago. If you have a new minute and a new breath, you have a new chance. Make it your business to make progress. Progress isn't always perfection. Progress is a step toward perfection. What's that perfect place? Some people say it's impossible to be perfect. No one can be perfect. Guess what? The thing that I can do perfect is to get to me. And getting to me might not be perfect to other people. You got to understand, everybody's not going to agree with your decision to chase you. Everyone's not going to agree with your decision to please you. Because you got to understand that sometimes taking yourself out of other people's will make them upset. But while they're upset, it's better for you to get in touch with you. Make progress today. Progress is important. So let's move from task driven. Let's move on into a place where we're progress driven, because it's your time to decide. It's your time to become. It's your time to be free to be. And remember this, you can, you will. I love you.